My dear friends, you are most welcome in SYBSA Electronics. My friend, I am going to teach you in SYBSA, that is your promoted class, Electronics 3502. This paper, particularly digital electronics, I am going to teach you. My friends, I like to teach you digital electronics. Syllabus of our paper, there is one unit in 3502, and syllabus of this paper is like this. Data processing circuits, that is the chapter on Malvino and Leach. Malvino and Leach is our standard book, that is your textbook. We are selecting that particular book up to your TY and maybe in MSc also. Those who are in physics students, that is their major physics, they will be also benefited by learning all these things, because that will be continue for their TY as well as in MSc also. So please buy this book if you don't have. So in this particular book, there is chapter number 4 is there, and that chapter number 4 is regarding to the data processing circuits. In this data processing circuit, it is called combinational logic circuits actually. Digital electronics is divided into two parts: combinational logic circuits and sequential logic circuits. Here you are going to learn only combinational logic circuits. What is the difference between combinational logic circuits and sequential logic circuits? Combinational logic circuit means the basic gates, universal gates, multiplexers, demultiplexers, decoder, etc., which 7-segment display, the OR gate, generators, checkers, etc., which you are going to study over here. And the next thing, that is the sequential logic circuit, which you are going to start from next semester onwards. That contains the flip-flops, counter, register, etc. So the difference between the sequential logic circuit and combinational logic circuit is this. In a combinational logic circuit, output of the circuit at any state of time depends upon the input of that gate at that state of time only. If the input changes, the output changes. It depends upon the presence of the input at that time only. That is called combinational logic circuit. If you consider that you are having an AND gate, and if you are having an AND gate which all input is going to be high, then output is definitely high. But if one of the input is going to becomes low, then output is going to be low. So this kind of circuit where output at any state of time depends upon the input at that point only, this is called combinational logic circuit. And until this semester, you are going to learn only combinational logic circuits. In a sequential logic circuit is nothing but output of a circuit depends upon in which order or in which manner the inputs have been applied. Even if the input is going to be removed, the output is going to be retained, or it is going to be stored, or it is going to be memorized. This is called sequential logic circuit, and from that counter, register, etc. can be prepared. And that is nothing but the flip-flop which you are going to study in next semester. So this particular chapter, which is a data processing circuit, very important in a combinational logic circuit, which contains multiplexers, demultiplexers, one of the 16 decoders, BCD to decimal decoders, 7-segment decoders, encoders, priority encoders, exclusive OR gate, parity generator and checkers, read-only memory. These are the topics of this chapter is there. Each and every topic is containing in practical also. So be careful about this thing, because that will be very helpful in your practical also, because each one is related in preparing a logic circuit. So that is much needed for digital electronics. So please be careful and study them seriously. Textbook for this one is Digital Principle and Application 6th edition, Malvino and Leach and Saha, which you are familiar with this book. Article from this chapter is 4.1 to 4.8 and 4.10 is taken. Reference book for this chapter is these are the two important things which you are going to learn from this particular chapter. Our next slide is also related with the syllabus only, but it is a part B, and that is taken from another book as well as from this book also. This part B is also very important for digital electronics. Clocks and timers. Clock. What is clock? Clock is nothing but clock pulses, and that is going to be prepared from normally the IC, which is known as the triple high timer circuit. This clock is a heartbeat of digital system. Without heartbeat, system cannot function. So clock is very important. It is occurring at regular interval of time, and hence you can say that clock which is synchronizing the digital system. So how this clock is going to be produced, how it is going to be utilized in the digital system, etc. You are going to study over here. In this particular chapter, that is you are going to study about the description of functional diagram of triple five timer, monostable operation, linear ramp generator, frequency divider, astable operation, clock waveforms, TTL clock, switch trigger, monostable with input logic, pulse forming circuit. These are the topics in your section B. Textbook for this topic are taken from different books, and the title of the book is Linear Integrated Circuit, 4th edition by Chaudhary and Jain, New Age International Publishers. Article is taken 8.1 to 8.4, and second book is taken, which is familiar to you, Digital Principles and Applications by Malvino and Leach. The topics are 7.1 to 7.3, 7.6 and 7.7. These are your syllabus for the unit number 1. This is very important as far as you can consider the combinational logic circuits. Now we are going to study a first topic of your syllabus. We are starting with the multiplexer. The question is that what is multiplexer? Where it is utilized? And here why we are supposed to study this multiplexer? Using multiplexer, you can select a multiple channel, and out of any one of the channels you can connect to the output. That means you will be having a data at different channels, and out of this data, which is a different channel, one of the channels you can select or you can connect to our world, and that is called multiplexer. It is very much utilized in telephone, etc. You can consider you are having one phone, but you will be having outside. There are a number of inputs from anyone, anybody can connect to you. So this kind of system is known as multiplexer. Multiplexer is you can say that it is also known as mux also. And definition of the multiplexer is like this. Multiplexer means many into one. There are many inputs, but only one output. A multiplexer is a circuit with many inputs, but only has one output. By applying control signals, we can steer any input to the output. We are having many inputs, but only one output. So which input is going to be connected at the output? Who decides? There should be some control system. And that control system is nothing but control signal. That control signal decides that out of which input is going to be connected, or it is to be appear at the output. This kind of thing is known as a multiplexer. You can say that there are n number of input signals are going to be there. N number of control signals is required, and only one output signal is there. This is the block diagram of multiplexer. You can say that. If there are n number of inputs, what is the reason? How many control signals we require, or how many control signals we can control 4 the number of inputs. If there are n control signals is there, maximum 2 raised to m input can be possible. Out of 2 raised to m control signal, n, that means n is equal to 2 raised to m or n is equal to less than 2 raised to m is going to be possible. So number of inputs which is either less than or equal to 2 raised to m. M is control signal. So if you consider, if you are doing only one control signal is going to be there, then 2 raised to 1, that means only 2 input is going to be possible. Maximum out of the 2 input, one of the input is here as the output. If you are having a 2 control signals, that means you can say that 2 raised to 4, that means 4 input is going to be maximum possible. And out of the 4 input, that is known as the D0, D1, D2 and D3. That is called data. So D stands for the data and 0, 1, 2, 3 is designated as a number of channels. So either it is going to be data D0 is going to be selected, or D1 is going to be selected, D2 is going to be selected, or D3 is going to be selected. This depends on the control signal. You will be having a 2 control signals in that case. That is either going to be 0, 0 combination, or 0, 1 combination, 1, 0 combination, or 1, 1 combination is going to be there. So this way, this kind of system is known as a multiplexer. If you are having a 3 control signals, naturally you can consider there will be 2 raised to 3, that is 8 input is maximum possible. If you are having a 4 control signals, ABCD, let us say, that means 2 raised to 4, 6 maximum 16 input is could be possible. It can select one of the 16 data inputs, that is from D0 to D15, it can be selected. We'll be starting a basic circuit from 2 raised to 1 multiplexer. 2 raised to 1 multiplexer. That means 1 control signals will be there, 2 input signals will be there, and 1 output signal is there. How this circuit can be prepared? The circuit can be prepared using, you can see that this slide number 3 or 4. But in this particular slide, you can see that there are truth table is also there, as well as there is a schematic circuit diagram is there. This circuit can be prepared by using a 2 NOT gate, which is 2 AND gate followed by OR gate, and 1 NOT gate is going to be required for select input. Either the select input is going to be 0 or it is going to be 1. If it is 0, then the lower AND gate is going to be enabled, and data I0 will be transferred at the output. If S is going to be 1, the lower AND gate is going to be disabled, but upper AND gate is going to be enabled, and data input, that is going to be D1, is going to be selected at the output. So Y is equal to D1 is going to be there. This way, 2 to 1 multiplexer is going to be prepared. Then how to prepare 4 to 1 multiplexer? In a 4 to 1 multiplexer, you can see that in the circuit, how many AND gates are required? With each input, you require 1 AND gate. So naturally, it is 4 to 1 multiplexer. So 4 AND gates are required, which is followed by OR gate. How many inputs of the OR gate is required? 4 input OR gate is going to be required. Output of each AND gate is connected as input to the OR gate. And naturally, select input, there will be 2 select input is going to be there, or control signal is going to be 2. So 2 raised to 2, that is going to be 4 input is going to be possible, which is going to be D0, D1, D2 and D3. A and B control signals, which is going to be available with their complements also, because we are using with the NOT gate. So A and A bar, B and B bar is available with the control signals, and they are connected to one of the input of the AND gate. Another input, you can see that is nothing but the data inputs, that is going to be either D0, D1, D2 or D3. This way the circuit is going to be prepared. This is multiplexer circuit is 4 to 1 multiplexer circuit is going to be there. You can see that block diagram of this 4 to 1 multiplexer is also given in a circuit A. 4 to 1 truth table is also given in a B, and the circuit diagram is given in a C. Here if A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. Consider that if A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, if you see the circuit, what happens? The upper AND gate is going to be enabled, and all other remaining 3 AND gates are going to be disabled because there one of the input is going to be low. So that AND gate is going to be disabled. Only the upper AND gate, A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. So A bar is going to be 1, B bar is going to be 1. So that gate is going to be enabled, and whatever D0 is there, that is going to be passed through this AND gate and is available at the input of the OR gate, which will pass through the OR gate, and it is going to be your output. So Y takes the value of D0. If D0 is going to be 0, then output is going to be 0. If D0 is going to be 1, then output is going to be 1. So the data input D0 is steered at the output when A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. And its equations, you can say that it is nothing but A bar, B bar, dot D0 will be there. So this is a fundamental product, or it is the output of the AND gate, because the AND gate is having these 3 inputs, A bar, B bar, and D0. And this all outputs of each gate is sum, and that way you can produce sum of product equations. This sum of product equations is like this, that is Y is equal to A bar, B bar, D0, or A bar, B, D1, or A, B bar, D2, or A, B, D3. So one of the gates is going to be selected. This is nothing but the sum of product equations. And multiplexer is, you can say that, representation of sum of product equation. Sorry. So here, if we change the value, if A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, that what happens? The lowest AND gate is going to be enabled. All upper 3 AND gates are going to be disabled. And that means the lowest AND gate is going to be open, or it's allowed to get the data from D3. Whatever data D3 is there that pass through this gate, it is passed through the OR gate and available at the output. So Y takes the value of D3 because A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, only that gate is to be enabled. So this way, 4 to 1 multiplexer, that means 4 data channels are going to be there. Out of 4 this data channel, one of the data channel is going to be selected and it is available at the output. Now, similarly, we can increase the number of inputs. How we can increase the number of inputs? We can increase the number of input channels by increasing the number of control signals. So instead of 2 control signals, if we have 3 control signals like ABC, that means we can have a bus bar system like A and A bar, B and B bar, C and C bar. Then we can have 8 to 1 multiplexer is going to be possible. So here D0 to D7 is going to be your inputs will be there because it is going to be 8 data channels is going to be there. And out of this, one of the data channels is going to be selected and it is available at the output. And this is decided by the control signals ABCD. The circuit diagram is shown, or block diagram of this one is shown here. In this circuit, in this block diagram, in this particular chip, there is another one input is also there, which is called enable inputs. These enable inputs is normally connected with all ICs. So what is the use of this enable inputs? Enable inputs means it activates the IC. If the enable input is going to be activated, then the IC is going to be activated. If the enable input is going to be inactive or it is not going to be activated, the IC disable. IC disable means none of the input is steered at the output. Output remains into stuck, whether it is going to be low or it may be high. But it is not depending upon the inputs. No, none of the input is going to be selected. Even if whatever the control signal is going to be there from 000 to 111, none of the input is going to be selected. This is the work function of enable input. So enable input has to be activated prior to operating the circuit. Now, in this particular block diagram, this is the block diagram, and this is your schematic circuit diagram for 8 to 1 multiplexer. And truth table is also given with this circuit. You can see that A, B, and C with their complements, that is A bar, B bar, and C bar is available. And the data inputs are going to be there. The data inputs can be either D0, D1, D2, 3, 3. So how many inputs and gates are required? Because there are A, B, and C control signals plus one data input, 4 input and gates are required. How many AND gates are required? 8 AND gates are required because there are 8 channels will be there. And OR gate you require, which should have output of each AND gate is connected to the input of the OR gate. So 8 input OR gate is required. You can see the truth table. In this one, the data select, or you can see the control signal is changing from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. And correspondingly, the data inputs D0 to D7 is going to be selected. Decimal equivalent of your binary control signal is nothing but the subscript of the data signal is going to be selected. Which data input is going to be selected depending upon the control signals ABC. If the control signals ABC is going to be 101, that means the decimal equivalent of 101 is going to be 5. So D5, subscript of the data, that is D5, is going to be selected, and Y takes the value of D5. If D5 is going to be high, then output will be high. If D5 is going to be low, the output is going to be low. And this way, it is selecting one of the 8 inputs to the output. Which input is going to be selected? Again, it depends upon the control signal. Now there is a 16 to 1 multiplexer. Similar way, you can have a 16 to 1 multiplexer. What is the meaning of 16 to 1 multiplexer? 16 input, but only one output will be there. So to have a 16 input, how many control signals are required? 4 control signals, ABCD is going to be required. You can see the block diagram of this one or schematic circuit diagram of this one. A, B, C, and D. There are 4 control signals with their complements is available with the NOT gates. And this will prepare a bus bar system. There are how many AND gates is required? 16 AND gates are required. Each AND gate will be having 5 inputs. 4 inputs from the control signals, 1 input from the data signals. And that way, 5 input, 16 AND gates are required. And there is one OR gate is required, which is supposed to have 16 inputs. And this way, we can prepare a 16 to 1 multiplexer. 16 to 1 multiplexer, again it is the same way what you have studied previously, that any one of the input is steered at the output depending upon the value of ABCD. If the value of ABCD is going to be 0, 1, 1, 1, then D7 is going to be selected and Y takes the value of D7. D7 is going to be low, the output is going to be low. If D7 is going to be high, the output will be high. So one of the data is going to be selected and it is steered to the output. But here the possibility is more, 16 to 1. That means 16 inputs are there, 16 channels, and out of the 16 channels, one of the channels you can steer at the output. Boolean expression for 16 to 1 multiplexer, you can write down like this. How to connect this one? You can write from the sum of product equation. How to connect it? The first gate which requires the inputs is supposed to be A bar, B bar, C bar, D bar and D0. That means if A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0 and D is equal to 0, that means their complements A bar, B bar, C bar and D bar is going to be 1. So they will enable that particular AND gate and D0 can pass through that gate and it is going to be passed through the OR gate available at the output. So if A, B, C and D is going to be 0, 0, 0, that means D0 is going to be steered at the output. Or if you can have Another inputs, different combination of ABCD starting from 000 to 111. You can say that corresponding to that, if there is a 0001, that means D1 will be steered at the output. If you are having 0010, then D2 will be steered at the output. And similarly, at last, if you are having ABCD, it should be 111, all above 14 AND gates are going to be disabled. Only the last AND gate, which is having ABCD is going to be 11, that is going to be enabled, and D15 will be steered at the output. So this way, 16 to 1 multiplexer is going to be possible. This can be actually prepared from the TTL IC. What is TTL? Transistor logic. 7400 series. This TTL family I am going to teach you in next semester. But normally all ICs are going to be prepared by this TTL ICs. That is transistor logic, which contains almost all transistors, and that way the circuit is going to be prepared in miniature forms, and that is called integrated circuits. It is also a 7400 circuit, which is normally operate with the plus 5 volt supply. Be careful, you have to give only plus 5 volt regulated supply for VCC and ground. This IC, one very important IC is there, which is called 74150. You know, 16 input OR gate is not possible. Or this kind of circuit which you have seen in a 16 to 1 multiplexer, and even higher, the number of connections, discrete circuit like this, AND gates and OR gate, 16 input OR gate, 5 input AND gate, and you have to connect a busbar system and all that things. If you prepare manually this kind of circuit, it becomes very, very complicated. Instead of that, whatever available in the market, that we are going to utilize. But 16 input OR gate is not going to be available. So it is used, this particular IC 74150, which is having slightly different configurations. That last gate, which is a 16 input OR gate, is replaced by NOR gate, 16 input NOR gate. What it makes difference? It makes no much difference except the 16 input OR gate changes into the NOR gate. What effect does this have on the operation of circuit? Almost none, except the output is not going to be selected data input, the output will be complemented selected data inputs. So if you consider that D0 is selected, that means output is not going to be D0, but output will be D0 bar, or complements of the D0 will be there. So if the D0 is going to be 0, output will be 1. If D0 is going to be 1, the output is going to be 0. For instance, if we consider that ABCD is going to be 0, 1, 1, 1, the output is Y is equal to D7 bar. This is the Boolean expression for a typical transistor logic multiplexer, because it is inverted on the output that produces the complement of selected data bit. 74150 as a 16 to 1 TTL multiplexer with the pin diagrams. Pin diagrams 1 to 8 and 16 to 23 are the input data bits. D0 to D15, pin number 11, 13, 14 and 15 are for the control bits, ABCD. Pin number 10 for the output, and it equals the complement of selected data bit. So remember, pin number 10 is for the output. This is nothing but designated as Y. Your pin numbers 1 to 8 and 16 to 23 are data inputs. That is from D0 to D16. Any one data you can select from this particular pins. Pin number 11, 13, 14, and 15. They are control signals. That is designated as ABCD. You can give to this IC the power supply, VCC and ground. Pin number 24 is supposed to be VCC and pin number 12 is supposed to be ground. Because this IC contains how many pins? 16 pins for the input, 4 pins for the control signal 20, plus there is a 2 pins for the power supply 22, 1 output, and still 1 is left. That is going to be utilized for selecting this IC or enable or disable this IC, and that is known here particularly as a stop signal. That stop signal is enabling this IC or it is disabling this IC. Pin number 9 is for the stop signal, an input signal that disable or enable the multiplexer as shown in the table 4.1. A low strobe enable the multiplexer so that output Y equals the complement of input data bit if Y is equal to D n bar, where n is the decimal equivalent of ABCD. On the other hand, a high stop disable the multiplexer and force the output into the high state. With a high stop, the value of ABCD doesn't matter. So you can see the truth table. In a truth table, the first column is for the stop. When the stop is going to be low, that means depending upon ABCD value, any one of the data is steered to the output. But when the stop signal is going to be high, IC is inactive. That means none of the input data is going to be selected, or it is going to be steered at the output, and all output remains stuck to the high only. So this way 16 to 1 multiplexer is going to be working. Now next you can see that how we can prepare a higher input multiplexer from lower input multiplexer. We can design 13 to 1 multiplexer using two 16 to 1 multiplexer and one 2 to 1 multiplexer. You can see this circuit diagram over here. There are two 16 to 1 multiplexer and one 2 to 1 multiplexers are going to be utilized. You can see the diagram in A. Here the inputs, actually it is nothing but converting 4 to 1 multiplexer from 2 to 1 multiplexer, that is here A. And another one, that is in B, 32 to 1 multiplexer is going to be there. If you want to select 32 inputs, how many select line you require? How many control signals you require? Definitely 2 raised to 5, that is 32. So 5 control signals are required, A, B, C, D, and E. So you can see that B, C, D, E can be utilized for individual 16 to 1 multiplexer, and A, that is the most significant bit, that is going to be utilized for 2 to 1 multiplexer as a control signals. And that way 32 to 1 multiplexer can be prepared. Here 2 to 1 multiplexer, that means your ABCD or BCD is changing from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. That times if A is equal to 0, D0 to D15 is going to be selected. You can say that. And when A is going to be 1, then again from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1, that is from D16 to D31, the remaining data is going to be selected. That is, the lower multiplexer is going to be enabled and it will be selecting that data, and output will take the value from D16 to D31. And this way it can be prepared D0 to D31, that is total 32 channels are there, and out of that 32 channels one of the channels is steered at the output. So this way, 32 to 1 multiplexer can be prepared from lower multiplexer. This way, you can prepare the higher multiplexer using a number of ICs. You can have a 64 to 1 multiplexer also. You can have higher and higher also. So that is the advantage of this is called multiplexer is going to be multiplexing. Here there is another way. 4 input multiplexer, 4 to 1 multiplexer. There are 4 to 1 multiplexers are going to be utilized to prepare D0 to D15. And one multiplexer is going to be utilized as combining these 4 chips, and that is nothing but 4 to 1 multiplexer. So that way, output of each multiplexer is connected as the input data channel of output multiplexer 4 to 1. 74150 is also known as a universal logic circuit. That means any 4 variable truth table can be implemented using this IC. So you don't have to prepare a sum of product equations or an individual circuit diagram for each one. This particular IC can take care for any 4 variable truth table. What is this thing? If you design a 4 variable truth table and your output is required according to the requirements, that for certain combinations output will be high and for some another combinations output will be low. That is your requirement. This requirement can be fulfilled using IC 74150. So you prepare a truth table and you see that what output you require. This truth table is given to you. You want to implement this truth table. What you have to do? Data inputs D0 to D15. You have to connect according to your requirements. That means if you require that output is D0 should be high. That means that D0 should be connected low. If you require that D1 should be high, when you are selecting D1, then output should be high. D1 should be connected low. That means all the data inputs D0 to D15 should be connected corresponding to the output, but it is complemented. That means you are going to connect D0 bar, D1 bar, D2 bar, like that way. That means whatever your output requirements is there, you are going to connect complement of that input, and that way this circuit can function. Next topic is nibble multiplexer. What is the difference between the previous multiplexer and this multiplexer? In a previous multiplexer, whichever data you select, that data either it can be high or it is going to be low, but it is only 1 bit is going to be there. So it is called 1 bit selector multiplexer. Here we can have a data which is a combination of 4 bits. So your data bits is going to be a nibble. That means it is a combination of 4 bits will be there. Either it is going to be A3, A2, A1, A0, or it is going to be B3, B2, B2, B1, B0. So either of the nibble is going to be steered at the output. So naturally, if that data is comprising of the nibble, it is a 4-bit data. Naturally, output also is required to be 4 by 3 by 2 by 1 by 0. And out of these 2 nibbles, you are selecting one of the nibbles. So you require one control signal, that is the select input. So if the select input is going to be high, the right AND gates are going to be enabled. That is B3, B2, B1, B0, that will be steered to the output. And Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 equals the value of B3, B2, B1, B0. That means B3, B2, B1, B0, that nibble is steered at the output. If the select input is going to be low, then left AND gates are going to be enabled and right AND gates are going to be disabled. That means data presented at A3, A2, A1, A0, they will be steered at the output. So output takes the value. That means Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0 takes the value of A3, A2, A1, A0. and that will be steered at the output. So this way, the nibble multiplexer can be prepared. IC of the nibble multiplexer is going to be available in TTL forms, and that IC is 74157. Here, the pin number 1 is the select input, and there are data nibbles. This is going to be A2, A3, A2, A1, A0, or B3, B2, B1, B0, which are available on these different pins. You can see that pin number 14 is A0, pin number 13 is B0, pin number 12 is Y0, pin number 11 is A1, pin number 10 is B1, pin number 9 is Y1, pin number 2 is A2, pin number 3 is B2, and pin number 4 is Y3. Pin number 5 is A2, pin number 6 is B2, and pin number 7 is Y2. Pin number 16 is VCC, and pin number 8 is the ground. This IC is known as a nibble multiplexer. So either of the nibble, that is A3, A2, A1, A0, or B3, B2, B1, B0, is steered at the output Y3, Y2, Y1, Y0, depending upon the select input. Pin number 15 is the stop signal. You can see that it is shown with the bubble. It means that this IC is going to be activated when the stop signal is going to be low, just like previously. When the stop signal is going to be high, none of this nibble is going to be selected, or it is steered at the output. All output remains into the high state. Now, this we are completing here the multiplexer with nibble multiplexer. Now, some of the activity I am assigning to you. You have to complete this activity. You have to answer this activity on the Moodle. Once you answer your activity on the Moodle, then your presence is going to be marked. So be careful. Your presence is depending upon this activity. So whatever lecture you have studied, or you read, or you have studied, then on the basis of that, every lecture which is going to be followed by some activities. And that means some short questions will be there, etc. Once you answer this short question, etc. on the Moodle, then your presence will be marked. And on basis of this presence, as well as this is kind of your continuous assessment test. So on the basis of this marks, your, I think, CIA1 is going to be counted. So be careful and be serious about answering of these questions. The first question is, show how 4-to-1 multiplexer can be obtained using only 2-to-1 multiplexer. Second, a circuit with many inputs but only one output is called a dash dash dash. Third, what is the significance of a bubble on a pin number 10 of the multiplexer? Thank you. We are completing here your first lecture. Next time we are going to learn about demultiplexer. Okay, thank you. Bye.